Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well today because I've got some important news that could change the lives of millions of Social Security recipients. If you rely on Social Security benefits, whether you're a retiree, a person living with disabilities, or the survivor of a deceased worker, this update is something you'll definitely want to know about. Senator Bernie Sanders has just introduced a groundbreaking bill that has already been approved and could bring some much-needed relief to those of you who depend on Social Security. The bill proposes significant increases to monthly benefits, plus a special one-time payment that could make a big difference for so many people. You're probably wondering, what exactly does this bill entail? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down in this video. We'll cover what the bill includes, how it will affect you, who's eligible, and most importantly, when you might start seeing these increases in your monthly check. But before we dive into the details, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss important updates like this. Now, let's talk about the bill itself. Senator Bernie Sanders, as many of you know, has long been an advocate for expanding and protecting Social Security benefits. He's made it clear that Social Security is a lifeline for millions of Americans, and with the rising cost of living, these benefits need to keep pace with inflation. Well, that's exactly what this new bill, officially called the Social Security Expansion Act, aims to do. Under this bill, Social Security recipients will see an increase in their monthly benefits, with the addition of $200 per month, which could make a significant difference for many. This isn't just a small change, it's a major step toward helping seniors, disabled individuals, and others who are relying on Social Security to survive. You've probably noticed over the years how the cost of living has gone up, right? Things like groceries, healthcare, and housing are becoming more expensive, but Social Security checks have remained pretty stagnant for many people. That's why this bill is so important. It addresses that growing gap by providing more financial support to those who need it the most. But that's not all. Along with the regular $200 increase, the bill also includes a one-time special payment of $3,540 for eligible Social Security recipients. Think about that for a second. For many people, that extra $3,540 could go a long way. It could be used to cover medical bills, home repairs, or just help with day-to-day expenses. It's not a small amount of money, and for those who've been living on fixed incomes for years, this could really provide some relief. Imagine having that extra money in your account. It could help pay off some debt, catch up on bills, or simply make life a little easier in these tough economic times. If you've been struggling to make ends meet, or if you've been worrying about rising prices, this one-time payment might feel like a much-needed lifeline. This is especially important for individuals who are living on Social Security and who don't have access to other forms of support. For many, this could be the difference between being able to afford necessary medications or not, or between staying in their homes or having to face eviction. Now, I know what you're probably wondering: who's eligible for all of this? Well, the good news is that if you're already receiving Social Security benefits, you're most likely eligible for the increased payments. This bill is designed to help the people who need it the most, those who are already dependent on Social Security. That means retirees, individuals with disabilities, and survivors of deceased workers are all part of the group that would see these changes. However, the specifics can get a little more complicated. For example, the $200 monthly increase is expected to apply to all recipients, but the one-time $3,540 payment might have some additional eligibility requirements. If you've been receiving Social Security benefits for a longer period of time, or if you meet certain criteria based on your age or other factors, you might be in line for that special payment. There are also some income and status factors that might influence whether you qualify for the one-time payment. But overall, if you're on Social Security now, you should be paying attention to this bill because it could significantly improve your financial situation. Okay, so now you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but when can I expect to see these payments? That's a great question. The bill has already passed certain stages of approval in Congress, and while it still has a few steps before it becomes law, the expectation is that payments will start being distributed in early 2025. This could mean that in just a few months, you could see an additional $200 each month in your Social Security check. And for those of you eligible for the one-time $3,540 payment, you could see that drop into your account soon as well. It's important to stay informed and keep an eye on any official communications from the Social Security Administration, SSA, or updates from trusted news sources. The SSA will likely send out notifications or updates to let you know exactly when these changes will take effect, so make sure your contact information is up to date with them to avoid missing any important news. But what does all of this mean on a larger scale? Aside from the obvious benefit to individuals, the passing of this bill could have a big impact on the economy. You see, when people have more money to spend, they're more likely to buy goods and services. And for many Social Security recipients, the majority of their monthly income goes directly to essential purchases, things like food, medications, and utilities. So, when more money gets injected into these households, it creates a ripple effect that can boost local economies. Small businesses, in particular, could benefit from this increase in spending power. For instance, a retiree who gets an extra $200 per month might decide to buy more groceries at a local market or visit a nearby pharmacy to pick up their prescriptions. This increase in demand helps local businesses thrive, which, in turn, helps create jobs and boost the economy overall. It's a win-win situation for everyone, especially those who are economically vulnerable. But, of course, no bill comes without its potential challenges. While this bill has received a lot of support, there are still some hurdles to overcome before it's fully implemented. Like many pieces of legislation, this bill still needs to pass through additional stages of Congress, and there could be debates and disagreements on how to fund these increases in the long term. As with any proposed increase in government spending, there will be conversations around taxes, sustainability, and how to make sure this program remains viable in the future. So while this is great news now, there are still some questions about how the bill will be sustained and whether additional changes will be needed down the line. But for now, it's a significant step forward for millions of people who rely on Social Security, and it's definitely worth celebrating. So, what should you do next? If you're already receiving Social Security, make sure your information is up to date with the Social Security Administration. This will ensure that you receive any notifications or updates about changes to your benefits. And, of course, keep an eye on the news, because this is a story that could evolve rapidly as the bill works its way through the legislative process. If you have any questions about your eligibility for the $200 increase or the one-time payment, feel free to drop a comment below, and I'll do my best to help out. I know this is a complex issue, and it's important to stay informed so that you don't miss out on any benefits that you might be entitled to. Alright, that's it for today's video. If you found this information helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family, especially if they're Social Security recipients who could benefit from this. And as always, don't forget to subscribe for more updates on important financial news and how it impacts your life. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay informed, stay safe, and take care.